Good morning. Today we will be dealing with unbounded or ungated transmission media. So in the previous slide we have seen about bounded transmission media. In bounded transmission media you will be having a physical cable or a wire for connecting between two nodes or two devices. But in the case of unbounded transmission media, it's also called wireless media, where the data is sent or transmitted through the air, which is available to everyone who has a device capable of receiving them. So it will be transmitted. There won't be any gating for transmitting the data. So it will be transmitted through the air or it will be transmitted through water. And here also the different types of ungated or unbounded medias are radio transmission and microwave transmission. So now we can see each one in detail. So radio transmission, so the transmission through the radio waves are called radio transmission, and all the peculiarities of the radio transmission occurs here also or applies to this transmission also. That is, the frequency range between 10 kilohertz and 1 gigahertz, and it is very simple to install. But the problem is that it has very high attenuation, that is distortion or the noise it will be there in the case of radio transmission, and this radio transmission will be having high radio noise, or the noise or the attenuation will be high in the case of radio transmission. And this is mainly used for multicast communication. Multicast communications are communications which can be transmitted to a group of receivers. So that is called radio transmission. So now we can see about the next type of transmission called microwave transmission. In microwave transmission, it requires one center which needs to be transmit that signal, and another one which should be receiving the signal, and it has high frequency. The frequency range will be having high than that of the radio waves. It mainly operates in a system with a low gigahertz range. So and it is mainly used for unicast communication. What do you mean by unicast communication? So unicast communication is a communication where there will be a one-to-one communication or point-to-point communication, and there are mainly two types of microwave transmissions, that is terrestrial microwave and satellite microwave. And the advantage of microwave transmission is that it is used for long distance telecommunication, since the distortion is less compared to the radio transmission, and it carries thousands of voice channels at the same time. But the major disadvantage is that it is very costly. And now we can see the different types. There are terrestrial and satellite peculiarities of the features of the terrestrial and satellite microwave. So coming to the terrestrial microwave, it is mainly used for increasing. So terrestrial distortions will be there. For avoiding that and for increasing the distance, we use repeaters with each antenna. So repeaters will be placed here and there, and the signals received by an antenna can be converted into a transmittable form and relayed to next antenna. And it is an example of telephone system all over the world, terrestrial microwave transmission. And next comes the satellite microwave transmission. So there will be a relay station which is placed in the outer space, and the relay stations will be positioned 3,600 km above the equator with an orbit speed that exactly matches the rotation of the Earth. Then only we get the satellite should be moving. The used satellites should be geostationary satellite, so that it will be moved according to or exactly matches the rotation speed of the Earth. As the satellite is positioned in a geosynchronous orbit, it is stationary relative to the Earth and always stays over the same point from the ground. So if you look from the ground, since it is placed in the geosynchronous orbit, it will be appear to be stationary. And it is usually done to allow the ground station to aim antenna at a fixed point in the sky. So that is how we will be transmitting the data over satellite microwave communication. Thank you.